Ever get this weird feeling like your life is on autopilot? You know, like you're just going through the motions.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're diving into that today.
Yeah.
With Dr. Joe Dispenza's insights from that Diary of a CEO interview.
Mm-hmm.
He says by like 35, a staggering 95% of us are basically running on programmed habits and beliefs.
Yeah.
Not even our conscious decisions.
It's true.
It's kind of freaky when you think about it.
It is fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
What Dr. Dispenza is highlighting there is the incredible power of our subconscious mind.
Right.
It's like this hidden operating system that's been coded by, years and years of experiences shaping our thoughts, our reactions, even our perception of reality.
Okay, so it's not just like forgetting to pick up milk on the way home.
Right.
We're talking about the deep-seated patterns that influence our relationships, our careers, even our health.
Mm-hmm.
But how does this programming actually happen?
It all boils down to this incredible thing called neuroplasticity.
Okay.
Which basically means our brains are constantly rewiring themselves based on our experiences.
Okay.
Every time we repeat a thought, a behavior, or even an emotion, we're literally strengthening the neural pathways associated with it.
So it's like creating a mental shortcut.
Exactly.
The more we use it, the more ingrained it becomes.
Yes.
That makes sense for learning a new language or an instrument.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect, right?
Absolutely.
But are you saying this applies to our not so great habits too?
Precisely.
Those things we do even when we know they're not good for us.
Think of it like this. Imagine walking the same path in the woods every single day.
Okay.
Eventually you wear down a path, right?
Yeah.
Making it the easiest, the most automatic route.
Right.
Our brains work the same way.
Okay.
Those repeated negative thought loops, those unhealthy coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
They create well-worn grooves in our neural pathways.
Okay, that's both fascinating and a little terrifying. It's like we're battling our own brains just to break free from these patterns. No wonder change can feel so darn hard sometimes.
You've hit on a crucial point, and one that Dr. Dispenza emphasizes.
Yeah.
The immense energy and awareness required to overcome those ingrained programs.
Right.
It's not about willpower alone.
Right.
It's about understanding the neuroscience behind our habits.
Okay.
And then using that knowledge to consciously rewrite the script.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we're literally wired for these patterns, is there even hope for us?
What?
Can we actually rewire ourselves for lasting change? Or are we stuck with these pre-programmed tendencies?
That's the exciting part.
Okay.
We absolutely have the power to change.
Okay.
Dr. Dispenza's work shows that we're not destined to be victims of our subconscious programming.
Right.
We can become conscious architects of our own transformation.
Okay, I like where this is going.
Yeah.
But how do we actually do that?
Yeah.
It's not like we can just think our way to a new reality, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
It does take more than just wishing for things to be different.
Right.
Dr. Dispenza breaks it down into a fascinating process.
Okay.
He says it starts with information.
Okay.
When we learn something new.
Right.
Especially about how our minds work.
Yeah.
It's like installing new software in our brains.
So like just listening to this deep dive right now is step one.
Got it. Okay, but here's the catch.
Okay.
Just like that new app you download.
Right.
If you don't use it,
it
just sits there taking up space.
Right. Yeah.
Same goes for new knowledge.
Okay.
To make it stick.
Yeah.
We need to reinforce those neural connections he was talking about earlier.
Right.
Teaching the information to someone else, journaling about it, even just reflecting on it regularly.
Okay.
All of these things help solidify those new pathways.
Okay, so we've downloaded the new software.
Right.
Now we need to actually run the program. Yeah. This is where things get really interesting, right?
Exactly.
Because knowing something intellectually and actually living it are two very different things.
Exactly. Dr. Dispenza calls this moving from knowledge to experience.
Okay.
It's not enough to just understand the concepts.
Right.
We have to put them into action in our daily lives.
Okay.
And here's the really cool part.
Okay.
The emotions we feel during those experiences play a huge role in solidifying the changes.
Emotions.
Yeah.
So it's not just about going through the motions. It's about feeling the truth of this new way of being.
You nailed it.
Wow.
And get this. Dr. Dispenza's team has actually documented remarkable biological shifts for people who commit to just 7 days of immersive change work.
Okay.
They're seeing changes in brainwave patterns,
wow,
gene expression, Even a case where a woman regrew her thyroid after it had been surgically removed.
Wait, hold on. Thyroid regrowth? You're saying our minds can do that?
It's pretty mind-blowing, right?
Yeah.
But it speaks to the incredible power we have to heal and transform ourselves.
Right.
When we understand how to harness the power of our minds.
Yeah.
It's not just some feel-good concept.
Right.
It's backed by real science.
Okay, I am officially both amazed and inspired right now, but let's be real for a second.
Yeah.
There's always that part of me that wonders, like,
right.
Is it really that easy,
Yeah,
you know?
that's a common question.
Yeah.
And one Dr. Dispenza addresses head on.
Okay.
He talks about the belief barrier.
Okay.
Those limiting beliefs that can sabotage our efforts before we even begin.
Oh, tell me about it. I'm a pro at self-sabotage.
Yeah.
My thoughts can't really change things that much. This pattern is too ingrained. I'm doomed to repeat it.
Right.
I'm just not cut out for the kind of life I dream of, like, you know?
Those are classic examples.
Yeah.
And they often stem from a misunderstanding of how our brains work. Every thought we think, whether it's positive or negative,
Right.
triggers a cascade of biochemical reactions in our bodies.
Okay.
So those negative beliefs you just listed,
Yeah.
they're not just abstract ideas.
Right.
They're literally shaping your physical reality.
Oh, okay. That's kind of intense.
Yeah.
So if our thoughts are that powerful,
Right.
how do we break free from the negative ones, especially those sneaky subconscious patterns that we're not even aware of?
Right. Dr. Dispenza suggests a technique called mental rehearsal.
Okay.
It's fascinating, really.
Okay.
Just like athletes mentally rehearse their performance.
Right.
Visualizing every move, feeling the emotions of success. We can use mental rehearsal to reprogram our subconscious minds.
Okay, so like instead of replaying past mistakes or like worrying about the future,
Yeah.
we can use that same mental energy
Exactly.
to visualize ourselves acting and reacting in new, empowering ways.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting. He emphasizes the importance of not just visualizing the action,
Right.
but also the feeling associated with it.
That makes total sense. Like with my late night snacking,
Yeah.
instead of focusing on like resisting the food,
Right.
I should focus on the feeling I want to cultivate, self-control, peace,
Yes.
maybe even a little joy.
Precisely. And the more we can embody that desired feeling during the mental rehearsal,
Right.
the more we're priming our brains to respond differently in real life situations.
Wow.
It's like we're creating a new groove
Okay.
in that mental forest path,
Right.
one that leads to a more empowering outcome.
This is blowing my mind. So we've got information, experience, emotional rehearsal.
Yeah.
Any other tips for making change stick? He mentioned something about a morning routine.
Ah, yes. Dr. Dispenza is a huge advocate for starting the day with intention.
Okay.
He actually wakes up super early, like before dawn,
Okay.
to create space for what he calls conscious reprogramming.
See, now that's where he loses me a bit. I admire the dedication, but those pre-dawn hours are sacred sleep time for me.
I hear you. And he emphasizes it's not about the exact hour you wake up,
Yeah.
but rather the intentionality we bring to those first moments of the day.
Okay.
Instead of letting our phones hijack our brains
Yeah.
with emails and social media,
Right.
he suggests taking even just a few minutes to connect with ourselves,
Yeah.
setting an intention for the day,
Okay.
visualizing how we want to show up, even just taking a few deep breaths. All of these things can make a world of difference.
So it's like that saying, win the morning, win the day.
Exactly. It's about consciously choosing how we want to feel and act,
Right.
rather than letting old patterns dictate our behavior.
This has been such an insightful deep dive. We've covered so much ground, from the science of neuroplasticity to the power of mental rehearsal, even the importance of starting our day with intention.
It has, hasn't it?
But I think what really struck me is that this isn't just theoretical,
What?
it's backed by real science.
It is, yeah.
We really do have the power to change our brains and, in turn, our lives.
We absolutely do.
And it's a continuous journey of self-discovery and growth.
Absolutely, yeah.
Dr. Dispenza leaves us with this thought-provoking question. What if the life you desire is hidden within the 95% of your mind that's currently on autopilot?
It's a good question.
It's a powerful question, and one I think we can all benefit from pondering.
I agree.
So to our listeners, we encourage you to take a moment to reflect on what you've learned today.
Yes.
What small step can you take, starting right now, to shift out of autopilot and into the driver's seat of your own transformation?
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the incredible world of the human mind. Until next time, be well and keep exploring the boundless potential within you.